Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for jumping on today. Merry Christmas. I am, over the years, I've become a fan of Christmas. I was one of those grumpy people that didn't enjoy it. Then I had kids and it became the most magical time of year. So I've been looking forward to this, although it's the 21st of September. So let's all just agree that for the next kind of half an hour, 40 minutes or so, in this virtual space, it's Christmas. No complaining. Um, so yeah, again, it's been an unprecedented response to the idea that we're creating off-the-shelf campaigns to help charities spin up fundraising experiences for their supporters. We only announced this about a week ago because we were talking to a few charities and we realized that, like Christmas shopping, people had left it a little bit late to wonder how they might encourage people to fundraise over the Christmas period. Before we properly kick off, I just wanted to give you a bit of insight into where things are with GivePenny and how things are going on the fundraising side. So when people do fundraise online, certainly when using the GivePenny platform, they're doing great. Why are they doing great? Well, they're actually beginning to use some of the more creative ways that they can ask their friends and family to donate. And that's important because asking people for money right now is really difficult for all of the obvious reasons. And what we're finding is that when someone connects an app like Strava or Spotify or Twitch or something like that to their GivePenny fundraising page, they go on to raise 3 times more, and in some cases a lot more, than people with fundraising pages that aren't integrated in any way and don't have any creative donation options. For the uninitiated, GivePenny as a fundraising platform allows donors to choose ways they can donate, not just give money, but they could also pledge an amount per mile and then make the fundraiser go running to earn their donation. They could choose a song to add to the fundraiser's playlist, but it only gets added if they make a donation. And we have milestone pledges where you can pledge an amount of money for the fundraiser to do something specific. And then when the fundraiser says they've done it, they get their donation. On top of the traditional just giving model where people make a donation, add gift aid and leave a message. And that's why we're seeing people go on to raise more money. It's the people that are using those tools to ask their friends. So it becomes less about the donation and more about the song choice or making them run up a hill, listening to inappropriate music or to earn their donations. So the problem out there, I think we're all feeling it, is that it's actually before the fundraising experience itself. It's harder than I think we all expected to recruit people to take on a fundraising challenge. I think we're safe to say that we're at least acting like it's post-pandemic. But even with the standout events, your big marathons and half marathons and everything else in between, it's harder to convince people to take on fundraising challenges, and there'll be loads of reasons why that is. But we think we've got at least part of the solution. The ideas that come out of charities for fundraising, it's creating more of those, turning those great fundraising ideas into fundraising experiences. But the thing is, charities just, they don't have an innovation team stuffed down the back of a sofa. Some of the larger charities have that convenience, and even they are stretched right now. And fundraising teams are already stretched day to day, as well as being under increased pressure because fundraising isn't performing as well as we'd all want it to right now. That doesn't mean that the dreams and wishes of the trustees for how much to raise each year have gone away. It's just an increasing level of pressure. So GivePenny is going to create more and more off-the-shelf fundraising experiences like this. We started with World Gaming Day, which, for those of you that don't know, is an entry into encouraging people to game for good, not just stream for good, which we released a couple of months back. as a year one product, it's done fantastically well. Lots of charities on board. Really excited to see how that goes. And we're now launching the 12 miles of Christmas. So I can bring the slides back up now, and we can get all Christmassy if everybody's still up for being festive. While we're actually doing this, if anybody has any questions, just chuck them in the chat, and I'll get to them as I go, and I'll do my best today on my own, apart from my friends here who are all very Christmassy in the background. So I'll do my best to answer your questions as we go. And by the way, thank you for all of your Christmas songs when you signed up. There's actually a playlist. I created the playlist using the song choices, and there's a link to that Spotify playlist going out in the email to you all tomorrow, so you can get yourself in the mood a little bit early, although we all need a bit of happiness right now, don't we? So let's move on. So at a glance, what is the 12 miles of Christmas? We want to see that the campaign raises £225,000, hopefully in year one, for charity overall, or more. And we think that can be achieved by encouraging 1,500 people to raise 150 quid each. You can do the maths on different things. They could raise 100 quid each, they could raise 50, they could raise 500, 300. Our platform average hovers around between 150 and 170 pounds for short fundraising experiences related to movement, like this one. So 150 is a safe bet for setting a fundraising target, I would suggest. And depending on how many charities want to take this on and get behind the idea of having a fundraising experience leading up to Christmas that's a little bit different, then we'll see hopefully that number rise. There's no reason this campaign can't become £1 million campaign. It's all about giving the sector a moment, giving the sector a thing to get behind, just like World Gaming Day, but around Christmas. I particularly like this dude in his Christmas jumper, but it gives you a sense of the look and feel of the campaign, and hopefully an insight into the fact that we're not just going to be asking people to put their trainers on and go for a run. This man is casually dressed, people. He's an everyday man. The thing is, asking people to fundraise around Christmas doesn't always work. When you look at fundraising experiences pre-pandemic, during lockdown, and now, when it comes to Christmas fundraising, not giving, but fundraising, it seems to be a flip of a coin on whether something's going to work. And there are lots of reasons for that. And a lot of it is some of the fundamentals. So have the charity planned a paid ad strategy with the latest thinking and understanding of how the ad platforms work? Have the fundraising team looked at the audience that they're building the platform for fundraising, and how much other stuff is going on around the charity around that time? Lots of other things in between. There's lots of reasons why Christmas fundraising experiences don't work. And many charities, I think as a result of how hard it probably would be to get started, haven't yet planned fully what they're going to do over Christmas. And by the way, that's okay. Forgive yourselves now for that. Take a moment. It's hard out there. On the other hand, when you look at Christmas, there's an increase by 5% in the number of people who give. But it doesn't rise as much as other forms of giving, and it doesn't come anywhere near to the amount spent on booze either. And I think that people are in need of some levity right now. Cost of living is beginning to bite. I'm skint. I don't know about any of you lot. Bless her, the Queen passed away. It's getting colder. It's darker. Could there be a better time to suggest we all have a bit of fun around Christmas? I mean, we're going to be allowed to get together for a start. So let's have some fun while we're doing it. So how does the 12 miles of Christmas work for fundraisers? We'll be asking people to dedicate 12 miles to the idea of Christmas. So that 12 miles isn't just about whether or not they can run it in one go or a virtual 12-mile kind of campaign. We do a lot of running around at Christmas, don't we? Traveling to and from parties and play dates, last minute Christmas shopping, delivering cards and gifts on foot, or indeed, trying to get a run in on one of the dry days, or a visit to the gym in between, eating way too many mince pies while on Zoom calls, which I'm fully expecting to happen this year. Incidentally, if you do run 12 miles, it burns just under 1,000 calories, and that's just about the right amount for a Christmas dinner. There are loads of ways people can get their 12 miles done before Christmas Day. So essentially, we're asking people to move 12 miles however they feel they want to. They don't have to be runners. You can go for a walk. I mean, we go for a Christmas Eve walk every year. Lucky enough to live by the countryside in the West Midlands. We've got Clent, which is basically 75 hills, but it's a nice thing to do on Christmas Eve. And I certainly don't put my running gear on for that. So fun and positivity is what we're hoping will hold this campaign together, and making it very inclusive and accessible. That there will be people who really take this and, for want of a better phrase, run with it, maximizing every element and every fundraising tool that's available to them to their advantage. I'm expecting some people to run the 12 miles in one go, others to use the opportunity to walk more while getting in everything they need to for Christmas, and creating loads of great social content along the way, all to aid with their fundraising. And how it works for charities. Similar to World Gaming Day, we wanted to make sure that there was an accessible level of pricing for the smaller causes. So there are 3 levels when it comes to coming on board. And a lesson that we've learned during the World Gaming Day experience so far, if you want to work with us to make your version of the 12 Miles of Christmas more bespoke, we can do that as well. We had quite a lot of requests from all sizes of charities along the World Gaming Day setup phase for making it more their own campaign, bringing in more of their brand and that kind of thing. So we're opening that up. The email journey will be as creative as you would expect to come from the Give Penny team. I'm sure there'll be one that says on the first day of Christmas and so on and so forth, but all designed to nudge people into the activity that will then lead to fundraising. We all know that it's not actually a well-known fact, but when it comes to fundraising experiences, getting people to start the activity before they ask people to donate is one of the most important distinctions to make in comms, because if you send people to a fundraising page and no one's been for a walk and there aren't any other songs on a Spotify playlist or any of that kind of stuff, then it means that people hesitate before they donate. But if you've been for a walk or you've been for a run, or you can see that you've been walking around a shopping centre because the map on Strava shows you that, then the donors are more likely to make a donation. We're asking people to use the hashtag 12 miles of Xmas, and we'll capture everything that people are up to. The idea being that we could use cross-charity content to drive the whole campaign. So if we're lucky enough to get one of the larger charities on board for the campaign, which we're hoping to do in conversations with a few already, then the theory is that a rising tide helps all boats. So if we can find some content as Give Penny, regardless of the charity that they're fundraising for, then we'll do that to amplify the message and the reach, and hopefully get some press coverage and all the other things in between that will help rise the tide for everybody. We'll send you everything you need to market the campaign, to promote it to your supporters, and then after the 1st of November, with an acceleration after the 5th of November, the vast majority of signups will likely come in the last 2 weeks of November, before people then start their actual experience of getting the miles in from the 1st of December. I love this dude with the shopping trolley. No one's ever that happy to be doing what he's doing right now. So how the experience works, and it is festive. The average amount that's donated when picking a track is one of the fundraising accelerators that's worth noting here. So when we first released playlist fundraising, so effectively for the uninitiated, GivePenny allows you as a fundraiser to connect your Spotify profile to GivePenny. And then when you launch a fundraising page that has the Spotify element on it, which this campaign will have automatically, it means that people can add songs to a playlist connected to that fundraising challenge. When we first released it, the average amount given was around £6 or £7 for every track that was added. That's rising at the moment. It's currently nearing £15 per song choice within a year of release. And we're actually seeing this type of donation being used multiple times by the same donors. And of course, you add one song to your mate's playlist, suddenly the next song comes to you and you add another. There's not many chances that that's happening with standard donations. You don't get people donate a tenner and they go, do you know what? I'm going to donate another tenner straight away. So the song choice thing is very interesting. We're collecting data on its use. And like I said, like the amount donated per song choice is rising in all of this. And I think it's a result of how difficult it is to ask your mates to donate to your fundraising pages right now. It becomes less about the donation and more about the song choice. I've had this personal experience as a fundraiser, sat with my mates and saying, taking on this challenge, and I've got a playlist I'm going to listen to while I'm running. Can you add a song? Sending them my GivePenny page by showing them the QR code that you can show when you've got it on your screen. It takes them to my fundraising page and they've been adding songs. And I can tell you, I've run and walked and cycled and everything else in between to some horrendous song choices. And my mates have had a right laugh doing it. And I've raised loads of money because of it. So yeah, song choice is very, very exciting, and hoping that some people have Christmas themed Spotify playlists as part of what they're doing. And you never know, there might be anti-Christmas playlists. People saying, what songs you listen to if you don't like Christmas songs? What songs you listen to when you've heard Wham 300 times? And then there's per mile donations, an underused area of our platform. But again, exciting because the average amount given when someone pledges per mile, so a donor would say, I'll give you £1 per mile or £2 per mile, is much higher than the amount given as a one-off donation, so the Just Giving model. So those two fundraising accelerators alone will make this campaign a little bit more engaging than your traditional, here's a concept, go and get 12 miles done, and here's my fundraising page. It actually weaves in some of the creative elements of that experience to the fundraising side of it as well. So yeah, all the fundraising pages for this campaign will be on GivePenny, and it's because the 12 miles of Christmas, which I got bored of typing out every time, so now let's just use 12 mock from now on. All of the 12 miles of Christmas branded behavior-driven email journey will be connected to the GivePenny fundraising experience, which is why some of the value behind what we're doing and why the fundraising pages need to be on GivePenny. If your charity's not on GivePenny yet, we have a subscription-free account, so I'd advise getting your charity listed is absolutely a head start that you'll want for this campaign and for any other campaign that we release, or for anything that you want to use GivePenny for, like maybe as the platform for next year's London Marathon. Cheeky little plug there, we'd love that. But yeah, if your charity is not on the platform, you can get on for free, and maybe this is the first time you use it and a good experience in terms of testing. Moving on to the coolest picture of Santa I've ever seen, so I needed to include it. The marketing toolkit. So with World Gaming Day, let's use comparisons. World Gaming Day, an awful lot of content has been created as a bank for people to use in their promotion of and in the experience itself for World Gaming Day. This is a not quite as sophisticated and not quite as big a drive of information, but we don't think it needs that. The 12 mock logo and campaign images will be provided as part of the package to help you create your own social media content, email, designs, any print and merchandise. Something that I want to mention, GivePenny can do auto fulfillment of items. So we worked with Mind to help them with their virtual campaign they called 2727, which was for students to take on 27 miles as a virtual running exercise. It's been great. We've worked with them for a couple of years now. The first year we worked with them, they did all their own fulfillment, and they ended up with hundreds of inquiries, all of them saying, "Where's my t-shirt?" We reduced that to 0 with auto fulfillment. So we work with a partner called Linny, and it means that based on fundraising progress, we can automatically pick and send and let the fundraiser know that it's on the way, the t-shirt they've earned, the medal they've got, the bandana, the inflatable unicorn, whatever it is we're sending them. So if you want to talk to us about auto fulfillment for the 12 miles of Christmas, you'd have to talk to us now because of the time involved in getting it set up, but we can automatically fulfill any merchandise you create as part of 12 miles of Christmas that you would like to send to your supporters based on their fundraising experience, which is kind of cool. Half the press that, so let us know if you want to have a chat about that. So what do you need to do? Well, for a start, I need to do some proofreading because I haven't got a capital H at the beginning of that sentence. That's terrible. Head to the GivePenny homepage now, and there's a banner at the top of the homepage that sends you to a form where you can request a partnership level for the 12 miles of Christmas. There's an email coming to you all tomorrow with the recording of this webinar and the link there, as well as the link to the playlist. Should we make the playlist the most important thing? I think we probably should. And like I said earlier, we've made the pricing accessible again for this campaign. The places are unlimited. You can have as many fundraisers as you like. And the most expensive level is half the price of World Gaming Day. So most expensive level is £1,500 plus VAT. Second level is £1,000. Then the accessible level, which can be gathered at £500 plus VAT. You have to be a charity that fundraises less than £500,000 a year. So if you fundraise less than £500,000 a year, you can get a version of 12 Miles of Christmas. The difference in levels is all about the complexity of the email journey. So the best email journey is the £1,500 one. The middle ground one is, or the light version of the email journey, less emails, less effective communications, but cheaper, is £1,000. All of the assets and everything will be provided to all partners. There's no email journey for the level 3, which is the accessible one. It's how we can keep the cost low for that, but we're providing you with access to the platform and all of the assets you need to make it look cool and do all of the promotion. And then once you're on board, it's the tried and tested methods of promotion that don't involve a lot of paid ads to start with. Get in touch with everybody connected to your cause, whether it's suppliers and partners that you might have already, any influencers and celebrities you're linked to. Get them involved in the 12 Miles of Christmas. Encourage them to start fundraising as early as possible, sharing pictures and videos of what they've been up to, and then use the campaign's hashtag and ensure that they use GivePenny as the platform that's exclusive to the 12 Miles of Christmas. What we learned from World Gaming Day. I wanted to put this up because it's worth noting. You know, even though that was only a few weeks ago, we learned a lot. And as we produced these off-the-shelf campaigns, we wanted to make sure we got better every time and provided what charities need every time. So we've built a kick-ass platform that helps fundraisers raise their money in lots of different ways, and it's fun, and they get to connect apps they're already using and all that kind of stuff. Then we realized that charities need more help than just access to a platform that does that stuff. They actually need help in creating ideas and the concepts themselves. And then we've gone even further and done all the work up front and given people a way to get into the GivePenny experience by producing these off-the-shelf products. But we've already learned some lessons. So the sector needs more of these things. That's what we've learned. Talking to charities about the idea of coming up with a Christmas concept, and everyone I spoke to said, "Oh, that would be such a relief because we haven't done anything yet," which, like I said earlier, you know, is forgivable right now. So yeah, we'll be announcing more and more over the coming few weeks. There'll be a whole suite of them that people can access. Some of them will be based on times of year, so World Gaming Day and 12 Miles of Christmas are tied to dates or times of year. Some of them will be products that you can choose when to deploy. So yeah, there'll be a few more of these coming out over the coming few weeks. So keep an eye on your inboxes for notifications of those announcements. And like I mentioned earlier, charities love the idea of everything being done for them, but there are some teams keen to make it more of their own. So they'd like to take a lot of what's been pre-built and then make it their own. So we're allowing for that flexibility, and we can certainly work with charities to make things more bespoke at an additional cost, but at our usual pricing, which isn't expensive. And marketing teams are really stretched, so they'd welcome more help in delivery of paid social media campaigns. So not just advice on what to do, but actually, can you do it for us, is what we heard from some charities. So we're providing access to a resource to support charities in all steps. So whether it's right at the beginning, so planning and setup, right the way through to daily management of ad spend to get the best out of the budget. So we'll be able to provide that as a lead in for you as well. So I'm going to open it up so to any questions that you guys might have. I've had a couple so far. So if you've got burning questions, chuck them at me. Do we have a one-page document on this event that could be given to a head of department to help with a proposal to test this ask? So we are producing a brochure. It's not one pager. It's a few pages, but it summarizes everything about the 12 Miles of Christmas. That will be coming out to you on email either today or tomorrow. So yeah, thank you for asking that. Tracy asks, does GivePenny hold the supporter data? So like the other fundraising platforms, every charity, you have access to a reporting suite behind GivePenny where you can download data, either donation data or fundraising page information, sign up data, everything in between. We also have an open API. So for the larger charities in the virtual room, if your data team wants to connect live to GivePenny information for your CRM tools or your donor management systems, then yes, we can do that. But yeah, there's a whole suite of reports behind GivePenny for a charity right there. We've got other chats. Can we see more of the creative? What does the platform look like? Part of tomorrow's email will actually be access to imagery that shows how the campaign pages will behave. We have a campaign page builder. It's more like building microsites. So rather than it be a bespoke microsite that costs thousands of pounds to create, because in effect it's asking designers to design and coders to make something unique, we've actually got a campaign builder system that allows you to create pages that have leaderboards and totalizers and striking imagery, and you can embed video and all the things that you see on like these branded microsites on a standard campaign page. We'll be sending out some stock imagery that shows you those pages as part of the pack that will come out in the email to you guys. So yes, in answer for the existing GivePenny users on the call, the campaign editor is where this fundraising experience will be hosted, and you'll be familiar with how that works. All the content will be used to create your campaign page as part of this. So you guys don't have to self-build this. We'll be building this on your behalf. Sorry if I missed this. The door knocked. That's perfectly fine. Will GivePenny be doing any advertising promotion? Yes, just like World Gaming Day, it will be like a snowball effect. So the bigger the snowball gets, I used a snowball analogy, it's Christmas, the more we can deploy in advertising spend ourselves and promotion ourselves. So once charities come on board, we can then start to look at increasing the budget we're going to spend on advertising this out to the public. However, just like World Gaming Day, we've created the fundraising experience and the promotion is down to the charities. So we've done the legwork, we've got it all set up. This becomes more about how your marketing team can perform for you, both in an organic and a paid strategy to get people signed up to take on the challenge. Beth, from using GivePenny for our World Gaming Day campaign, the back end of the system is brilliant and has made a great link with our CRM. Beth, thank you. I thought it was a question, but it's a compliment. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas. The Mare and Foal Sanctuary, is this included within our current GivePenny membership, or will it require additional fees? The 12 miles of Christmas will be an additional fee for existing GivePenny users. So charities can have a GivePenny account subscription free. You can purchase campaign credits for specific events. So you create a campaign page for people who are running your London Marathon or taking on your Steps Challenge or whatever it is you're using GivePenny for. This is in effect a new campaign, an email journey that's been bundled up for you to purchase, with the added benefit of all of the assets and the copy and the email journey have already been done for you. So it's an additional fee for you guys. So yeah, I think that's all the questions, but bang in a couple more if I've missed anything. Key dates to be mindful of. The charity sign-up deadline is Friday, the 21st of October. Gives us just enough time to get everything set up for each charity, because the following week is the deadline we're setting ourselves to have that setup done, the 28th. And then we're suggesting that marketing can start as early as, probably no earlier than the 1st of November, knowing that a week later, the 5th of November is gone, bonfire night, fireworks, all that stuff. And hopefully, if you've done paid ads that have launched on the 1st, you can start to spot your winning content and then accelerate from the 5th of November onwards. You can sign up at givepenny.com. And one last thing, if anybody signs up in September, so if we get charities that see this as something they'd like to add to their portfolio and can get decisions made in the coming few working days, we will issue those charities with a free campaign credit to use on any other event that they'd like to use GivePenny for. It's worth 300 quid. And we figured that that's a nice incentive to get some early movers so we can start rolling the snowball down the hill. Final slide, here's your playlist. So we've got Darlene Love, Michael Bublé, obviously Mariah Carey, The Darkness, Chris Rea, Typo Negative, Kelly Clarkson, Band-Aid, Mel and Kim. I was going to press play, but I don't know what the volume is going to be like, and I don't want to destroy anyone's ears, so I won't press play on this. But here's the Spotify playlist. This is my favorite one. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. From the Grinch, it's Tyler the Creator. The link to this this playlist, which should get you in the festive mood, will be in the email tomorrow. One last question. I missed out on a bit of info earlier. What's the difference between the 3 different packages? Essentially, it's the email journey. So level 1, which is £1,500 plus VAT, gets you the best email journey. I think it's like 12 emails. It's behavior driven. It nudges people at the right time. It encourages them to do stuff if they haven't, celebrates what they have done, like if they've fundraised yet, or if they've moved and tracked it using Strava or something like that. So the best email journey is accessed on level 1. A pared down version of that, it's like half the emails, is level 2, and that's £1,000 plus VAT. Any of the smaller charities accessing the £500 level, there's no email journey linked with that, and that's what we've done to keep the cost down. But you get access to, in all levels, get access to everything to do with the campaign, logos, images, and everything else that we produce along the way. And like with World Gaming Day, as charities suggest things to us that might be useful for everybody, we'll create those things and add them to the drive that you can always access. Hopefully that's helped. Yi, thank you for that question. But yeah, thank you everybody for jumping on. I've kept that to 37 minutes, which I think is quite good considering. I don't think there's anything else to tell you guys other than have a wonderful Christmas, everybody. If anybody's got any questions, you can reach out to me through GivePenny, lee.clark@givepenny.com. There's an email coming out. There'll be more than one. But yeah, thanks very much for coming today. And I'm going to stay on like I always do, and wait for everybody to leave, and then tease an end of credits scene that doesn't exist. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Jane. Thanks, Emily and Alice and Yi and Dennis. Bring on Christmas. That's right. Thank you, Zoe. Cheers, John. Thanks, Lucy. So this is what it feels like to be a streamer. See you, Duncan. Thanks for your time, Lindsay. Thank you. Feeling very festive. Yeah, it's the background. It's background. No worries, Beth. Thank you, Sasha. Got us down to 13 people hanging around. These are all the stooges. We're down to 8. Down to 6, down to 5. Right, when we get to 3, I'm calling it. And we're down to 3. Thanks, everybody. See ya.